With Apple iOS 14 announced, it's time to focus on the latest news about the Apple iPhone 12 release date and price with my latest iPhone 12 iOS 14 review of designs and specs from all the latest leaks we have heard so far. So for all the latest tech news, gaming news, and reviews and comparisons, don't forget to press subscribe and don't forget to press that bell. So then, all you Apple fanboys and girls, this is my latest summary video of the Apple iPhone 12 launch date along with the iPhone 12 price, or shall I say iPhone 12 prices, with the leaks we have for you. iOS 14 has just been announced at the Apple WWDC 2020 event, so we know what we are getting in software for the 2020 iPhone. So I've decided to do the latest round of information on the iPhone 12 review of specs and design. But first, do you own an iPhone at the moment? What model do you have? Or maybe you prefer Android? I would love to know in the comments below what phone you have and what is going to be your next one. With the iPhone 12 release, will it be on your shortlist? Anyway, let's dive on the latest iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 Pro news. So since the iPhone 11, there's been lots of iPhone 12 leaks given to us with the specs and the iPhone 12 release date 2020. Starting with a reliable leak source, Jon Prosser, he stated that there will be 4 models ready for the iPhone 12 launch date. Starting with the smallest model of the Apple iPhone 12, this is going to be a 5.4 inch iPhone with an OLED Super Retina display provided from Samsung. This OLED display will feature a resolution of 2340 by 1080, which gives us 475 pixels per inch, and it has an 8-bit color depth. There have been rumours of all models having a 120Hz display. Unfortunately, this model and the next, as you will see, only has a 60Hz refresh rate. However, we have a bump up in memory as we now have 4GB of RAM and a choice of 128 or 250GB internal storage. The body is made of aluminium to give a good quality look. It also features the latest Apple A chip, so the A14 Bionic with 5G support as well. This A14 Bionic chip may also be the evolution for the new A14Z chip, what might go into the latest Apple MacBooks and iMacs, where Apple have now declared they're going to be making their own chips for their Mac lineup going forwards. We believe from all the rumours circulating that this will just be known as the iPhone 12. The design for this model will have changed from the iPhone X to the new 12 design. And this design will be a more flatter design, which is much more in line of an iPhone 4 or 4S, or more like a 5 or a first gen SE model. The iPhone and the next models I want to discuss all have this similar design. This iPhone 12 model only has a dual camera setup as well on the rear, like an iPhone 11, and it will of course be shipping with iOS 14 as what was just announced. So to be fair, this is a good start, and you will get the latest chip and an iPhone with 4GB of RAM and 120GB storage standard. Latest leaks look like this bottom base model iPhone 12 price will be launching at $649. For the iPhone 12 release date of this first model and all of the rest of the models I want to discuss, we are looking at either September the 8th, 2020 or a week later on September 15th, 2020. And this falls in line with previous iPhone releases when they also come out in September time. So, the next model is the iPhone 12 Max, and this may cause some confusion as Apple have used this name before, but this was the Pro Max, and this is not the case with this iPhone here, as it will not be a Pro model. However, it will just be known as the iPhone 12 Max. However, with this model, the screen is bigger than its smaller brother by 0.7 inches bigger and will feature a 6.1 inch OLED display. This display, like its smaller brother, is also a Super Retina OLED display and is provided by a Chinese manufacturer called BO. It has a resolution of 2532 by 1170 and this gives us 460 pixels per inch. It also has a 8-bit color depth and it will also, like its smaller brother phone, 4 gigs of RAM and a choice of 128 or 256 gigabyte internal storage. And of course, with this iPhone 12 Max, it is powered by a new A14 Bionic chip and again is in an aluminium body and will have 5G built right in. For cameras on the rear, like again its smaller brother, it will have that dual setup similar to the iPhone 11. The base model with the 4GB of RAM and the 120GB storage is looking like this iPhone 12 will cost around about $749 US. So, those are all the normal iPhone 12 models. The next two models are the Pro models. So first of all, we have the iPhone 12 Pro. This entry Pro model also features a 6.1 inch screen just like the iPhone 12 Max, instead of a 5.0 inch like on the iPhone 11 Pro entry model. But the screen display on this Pro is far better. It has a Super Retina display with ProMotion and a 10-bit color depth instead of 8-bit. The display is supplied from Samsung and it's got a resolution of 2532 by 1170, which gives us 460 pixels per inch, and of course, as this is a Pro model, it will feature a 120Hz refresh rate display. For memory size of RAM, this 12 Pro comes with 6GB, also has a choice of 128, 256 or even 512GB internal storage. Again, it has that Apple A14 Bionic and 5G. The design will be very similar to the iPhone 12 Normals model, however it is made from a stainless steel body this time. We will get a triple lens camera setup on the back, just like a iPhone 11 Pro. However, there is a conflict of rumours of will we get an additional LiDAR sensor that features on the new iPad Pro. Recently at WWDC 2020, not much was spoken about the camera features or options. This means that we may hear more at the iPhone 12 launch, but there again, Apple could be just happy with their current camera setup on the iPhones and want to keep the LiDAR sensor only for the iPad Pro. So for this iPhone 12 price, it will set you back $999 US if you just want the standard 128GB internal storage with 6GB of RAM inside. So the final model in the iPhone 12 2020 lineup is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This phone features a 6.7 inch OLED display. Again, it's a Super Retina with 10-bit color depth, and again it will be provided by Samsung. It has a resolution of 2778 by 1280, and that gives us a whopping 458 pixels per inch. And again, because it's a Pro, it has that 120Hz refresh rate display. It also comes with 6GB of RAM like its smaller Pro brother, and again comes with those choices of 128, 256 or 512GB internal storage. The body again, like its smaller Pro brother, has a stainless steel, and inside we have that A14 Bionic with 5G. Just like the iPhone 12 Pro normal, we will get a triple lens camera setup on the rear, and again that LiDAR sensor, we're not too sure about it at this stage if it will be included on this handset. If your wallet can stretch it, the iPhone 12 price will start at $1,099 for the 128GB iPhone 12 Pro Max with 6GB of RAM. For ports on all of the iPhones, they will feature a Lightning port connection, not a USB-C. Apple believes that too many accessories where an iPhone plugs into uses a Lightning connection at the moment. However, they have made the move with making the other end of a charging cable supplied in the iPhone box to now be USB-C. Also, a very new leak has shown that there is now a 20-watt charger, and this may now be the new standard charger for both the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro models, instead of that rubbish 5-watt charger you got with the iPhone 11 and that average 18-watt charger for the iPhone 11 Pro. However, again, all 4 phones will support wireless charging straight out of the box. It's also worth noting at this stage that all 4 iPhones will be IP68. So this means chucking the phone into a 4-meter deep swimming pool for 30 minutes and rescuing it, in theory, should be okay. Again, as mentioned, the release date, we are looking at either September the 8th or a week later on September the 15th, 2020, and this falls in line with previous iPhone releases. Well guys, that is the latest and greatest we have on the iPhone 12 at this stage. If we do get any more news, of course, we will share it with you. Don't forget, if you have liked this video, to press the like button, and of course if you want to hear the latest gaming news, tech news, reviews and comparisons, please don't forget to press subscribe and hit that bell at the same time. Until next time, see ya.